Let's start with the head setup. So go to the head layer, select the head layer, open it up. If you would like to use a hat, turn the hat layer on. Then select the hat layer. Use the switch selector to switch between your preferred hats. Okay, so when we've done that, we come all the way down to the back comb and turn off the back hair. Turn it off. Okay, turn off the back hair. Right, so you see we have our hat on. Let me turn it off for now. Next thing we want to do is to change the shape of our front hair, as well change the shape, the entire hair. So what we do is to select the the front hair, and switch between front hair using the switch selector. Right, after we've done that, we'll also go all the way down and turn back on the back hair. Select it and use the switch selector to select the same hair. Here we have hair number 5 on. Come back and select hair number 5 as well. So as you can see. Alright, let me turn off these so you can see it better. And if you observe, see it got 3D rotation. Oops, yeah, 3D rotation. Okay, so if you want to use glasses, turn the glass layer on. Use the switch selector once again to switch between glasses. And of course, they've got 3D rotation as well. Oops. 3D rotation for the glasses. Alright, let me turn it off for now. Want to change your eyebrows, you can change them using the switch selector. Select it, use the switch selector to select between eyebrows. Change the shape of the eye and use the switch selector to do that as well. Change nose. Okay. If you love to use a mustache, turn it on. Turn the mustache on and use the switch selector to switch between mustaches. I think I like this one. Okay. Next, I'll skip the lips. We'll take the lips when we discuss how to do lip syncing. Okay, so if you want to use a long beard, turn it on. I'll turn off the mustache layer for now. It looks good. Okay, so for long beards, when you turn on the long beard's hair, go all the way back to the back comb, and turn the long beard on as well. Here we'll have long beard. Let me select a different one. This is long beard 1. Come down here and select long beard 1 as well. Right, so we can have it in 3D rotation. Right, that's for the long beards. Let me turn it off for now. Turn it off here and turn it off here. Let's do short beard, shorts. Turn it on here. Select short beard. Use the switch selector to select between short beards. You see they are shorter than the former. Right? Select, 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 select. Right? I'll turn it off for now. Next, you want to do it switch between face shapes, head shapes. So here we have the oval head shape. You can use the square, use the oval, you can use the triangle. They have all got 3D rotation as well. Next, let's change the ear shape. Come to the ears, open it up. We have 3 ears here. Let me turn this off, turn this on. Do that here for the left ear, and do that also for the right ear. Turn this off, turn this on. Okay, or we can change turn on the third one. Right? If you love to use earrings, you can turn it on. Have earring number 1, off earring number 2, on, off. I can turn it off for the both ears. Earring 1, earring 2. Alright. Can rotate in 3D as well. Earrings. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that's all for the head setup. The next tutorial, look at how we can do lip syncing. Thank you. To set up the character body, all right. To set up the body, first thing you have to do is to open the torso layer. So within the torso layer, we have various costumes here. So many of them. All right. So the way we set up character body here is to turn on a costume in the torso layer and turn on the same costume on the left, on the right and the left arms. Okay, so for here, let's start with t-shirt. So I'll turn off the one we have here, turn it off. So turn out naked, so you can see the character is naked here. If it's naked here, that means go to the arm layer and turn off shirts and turn on naked. Do the same for the right arm. Turn off shirts and turn on naked. Cool. Let me turn this off so we can see better. So the character is naked here. So let's do just turn on a few shirts. Let me turn on the first one, Jesse. So you have Jesse, the Jesse 1 here. So go to the first arm layer and turn on. Okay, I'll turn off. Okay, let's turn on the jersey. See the first Jesse arm. For the right arm, I'll do the same. Right arm, turn on the Jesse layer. So you can see we have our Jesse on. Let's do a few more. Let me turn off the Jesse and let me turn on let's go and do cardigan or sweater. Let's turn on the sweater here, then come up to the arms layer. Now on the arms layer, let's turn off the naked because we don't need it. Turn off the jersey, we don't need it as well, and turn off the sweater. Cool. Let's do it for the right arm too. Turn off the jersey, turn off the naked, and turn on the sweater. Right? And all our costumes have got 3D rotation. So let's
Mary had a little lamb.
oops.
Mary had a little lamb.
See, they've got 3D rotation.
And a bag of chips. Mary had a little lamb and chicken and a bag of chips. Mary had a little lamb and chicken and a bag of chips. Mary had a little lamb.
Okay, if you want to see it better, you can just render with Control R. Alright, so you can see your costumes better and your facial expressions as well. Okay, let me do that for a few more. One more costume. Let's turn off sweater here. Let's do a jacket. Turn on the jacket here. Let's do jacket 1. Alright. Turn on sweater. Turn on jacket 1 here. For the torso. As well, go down to left arm. Turn on sweater and turn on jacket 1. So just a simple jacket. Turn on the tucked shirt here. Turn on the collar. Let's turn on the white collar. So we have a white collar. Not this one. Let's turn on this one, the other one. Collar and tie. Okay, so we have a collar that is buckled. So we can use a bow tie if you want. Within the collar plus tie, you can use a bow tie. Have a bow tie on, or you could use a long tie, necktie. Have it on here. Okay. Let's turn this off. Turn this off. Turn necktie off. Turn jacket off. Turn back the collar on. So we could do, okay, so for the tucked shirt, let's change the arm as well. Right arm, let's go to turn on tucked shirt. For left arm, turn off jacket and turn on tucked shirt. Okay, so we could use a belt. Let's use a belt here. So let's turn on our belt. Belt here. We use a belt. We use a suspender if we want to. And they've all got 3D rotation.
Mary had a little lamb and chicken and a bag of chips. Mary had
use a vest. Use a necktie as well on the vest. Or you could use a waistcoat. Cool. Waistcoat. Cool. Could use more jackets, whichever that pleases you. Just remember to turn the costume on for the arm, left and right arms as well. So to use a trouser, open the left leg and the right leg and make your changes. Here we have our jean on. Let's turn off the jean. Let's use a tracksuit. You can use a tracksuit. Turn the tracksuit on here. I would have to turn off this collar, necktie, belt, shirt. Let's use simple shirt. Turn on the tracksuit. For the left leg, go down all the way down to the right leg, or the left leg rather. Turn the jean off. Turn this tracksuit on. So we've got the both legs for the tracksuit. Let's do a plain trouser, plain hair, off here, plain. Okay, plain. I want to use a shirt. Let's turn on the shirt. Little shirt, long shirt. Okay, so for the shirt, we have to turn on the naked layer as well. Shirt here. Let me turn off this. Turn this on. Shirt, second shirt. First shirt. Okay, this one is okay. Come back here, turn off plain, turn on naked, and turn on shirt as well. Okay, to change the footwear, select the footwear layer here, open it up. Right, if you want to use a slipper, turn it on, turn off the sneakers, and turn on the barefoot. Do the same here. Turn off sneakers, turn on the barefoot, and turn on the slipper. Cool. Let's use another costume, another shoe. Turn off the slipper, turn off the bare. Let's use a simple cover shoe. Or we could use other footwear as well. Turn off bare for the right leg. Turn off here and use the first footwear. Just turn them on the both legs. Okay, here, 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 and here. Okay, they've all got 3D rotation. Let's test it out.
Mary had a little lamb and chicken and a bag of chips. Mary had a little lamb and chicken and a bag of chips.
To set up a skin color, right? Open the style layer. Open it in advanced mode. Open the style layer in advanced mode. Let's go over to, from here, select, from up here, select styles, then go to the man underscore skin. The man underscore skin. Change your skin layer to whatever you please. Make it lighter. Okay. You can make it darker or lighter. After you've done that, click OK. So this skin layer applies to both the hands, the legs, and everything else. So to change these colors here, first thing we have to change is the nose color and the ears color. So come here, select style, man nose ear, select it. Is a gradient layer, is a gradient style. So I'll click the three dots beside the gradient, select it, and I'll make modifications on it so that to fit my new skin color. Come down here, select this. I want this to be the same color as the skin, so I'll click. As you can see, it's clean already. Here I would want to maybe reduce, make it a little darker. Whatever please is okay for me, right? Aha, I think this is good enough. Then next thing I want to change is these two cycles here. So to change the two cycles, I'll come to my layer, my head layer, open it up, go all the way down to face comp, open face comp up, then select face color. And the face color layer, see, I'll change the color of these two cycles. So click, use, I'll select my select shape layer, select shape tool, select these, shift click the second one to select both of them. Right, so now I can change the color. I'll use my eyedropper tool to select oops, what's wrong? Use my eyedropper tool to just pick this color here. So if you see, it has vanished totally. If I want to show a little shading on the two cheeks, I'll just drop this down a little. Cool. These are like the I've forgotten what they call it, that you find on your faces, a little shade on the face to make it look a little bit more human. Right, so I think this is good enough. Right, if you're not cool with the nose, you can still make changes by going to style, select man nose ear. It's a gradient style. So I'll click the three dots beside the gradient and still make more changes as it pleases me. I think this might be too dark, so I'll lighten it up a little. Okay. That's good enough. And also you need to make changes on the eye, on the shade below the eye too. Okay, but if it's okay the way it is, you can go ahead with other things, or you can change the eye shading. So I'll go all the way down to my eyes. I have my eyes number one selected, so I'll go to the shade here, use my shape selector, select it, it's a gradient layer, come all the way down here and make changes as well. From here, use my eyedropper to select and then reduce the shading to fit my design. Maybe something like this would be okay. Click OK. Do the same for the second shade for the second eye. So I'll select this. It's a gradient fill, so I'll select here. Just pick this point. Use my eyedropper tool to select the skin color and then tone it down a little to fit my taste. That's good enough. Okay, so you could make changes as much as you want. Make your changes as much as you want. So you see, we're good enough. Good to go. To change the skin color, open the style window in advanced mode. So I'll click advanced here. Alright, so I'll move this all the way out. So I'll click style, this drop down menu, and select man skin. Okay, so I'll just click the fill, change the fill color for the man's skin. Just select something like this. Okay, good. That will apply both to the face and the hands, as well as the legs. Okay. Next is I'll also want to change the color of the nose and of these circles around the nose, as well as the shade. So to do that, let me first change the color of the nose. Select the drop down menu once again and select man, nose, ear. Select it. It's a gradient. It has a gradient fill, so I'll click these three buttons here. Right, so I'll make modifications to the nose to fit the face color. First thing I'll do is to select this last color entry here and use the eyedropper to select the skin color, so it has changed. Then I'll also make a few more modifications, like change the color of the top of the nose by selecting the last color entry. Select it, and I would maybe lighten it up a little. Good enough. And the same will apply to the ears as well. Next, I'll change these two fields here. So these fields can be found on the face color. So come to the face comp, then select the face color layer. As you can see, then I'll use the shape selector tool. Select shape tool to select both of them. hold down shift to select the second one. Then I'll use the eyedropper, click, drag, and pick a color. Pick the color of the face. So now you can see the face is now the same color with the face. I'll just tone it down a little. Okay, that's good enough. You can make changes as much as you want to the face to fit your taste. So I'll also change the shade on the eye, shade on the top of the eyes. So to do that, I'll go to my eye layer. Okay, so on my eye layer, let me close these ones. Right now I have my eye number 1 selected. I also have it on I can use eye number 2, eye number 3, eye number 4, depends on the eye I'm using. So now it's eye number 1 that is in use. So I'll change the shade for eye number 1. The shade, use the selector, select it. Is a gradient fill, so I'll select the 3 buttons here. Click this first color selector, use the eyedropper to pick the color of the skin, and then tone it down a little. Good enough. Do the same for the second eye. Select with the select shape tool. It's a gradient fill that the shade has, so I'll select the 3 buttons beside here. Right. Click this point. Use the eyedropper. Select the skin color, and then tone it down a little. Good enough. Alright, so the next now I want to change is the lips color, the color of the lips. So I'll select style, man lips. It's a gradient fill once more. So I'll select the 3 buttons beside the gradient. Select the last color entry here and change the color as I please. The opacity has been reduced a little, so you can increase the opacity if you want to. Right, so we have the color of the lips. You can also change the other side, the lower part, to whatever you wish. Okay, I think this is good enough. Or maybe it's too red. Let me change my lips. Select here, here, here. Then select hair color. Reduce the. It's a little bit brighter. But let me just change it. Drop the opacity. Drop opacity. Good enough. I think it's okay. Where we have it. Alright, next let's change the color of the hair. To change the color of the hair, come select man hair right here, man hair. Okay, so change the fill for the hair. Let's change it to something brownish. Okay, this is good enough. Click OK. Let's change the stroke for the hair, make it brownish as well, reddish. Okay, so the stroke for this afro hair is set to black. You can change it by yourself. To do that, I'll select the afro hair. That's hair number 5. I'll use alter, right click to select it. Use this shortcut to jump between layers. So I'll come here and select the shape selector tool, select it, and then turn off the stroke here. As you can see, it's now set to brown. I can turn it on, back on, select, turn it back on, off. Okay, so let me change the color of the hair so it could look better. So let's drop this down a little, drop it. Good enough. Okay, let's change the color of the beards. So let's turn on the long beard layer, long beard. So let's change the color of the beards. Come here, select man beard. Selected. Can change the color to whatever pleases you. Change the color to maybe black. Change the outline of the color, the stroke to something darker as well. Good enough. Can also change that of the eyebrow, the color of the eyebrow. Let me turn off the long beard. Change the color of the eyebrow. So come to style, man brows. So man brows, select it, right? So change the color of the eyebrow as well. Whatever color you choose. Okay, so let's make changes to the mustache as well. The mustache layer and the eyebrow layer. The mustache and the beard have got the same color. So if I make changes to the beard, it also applies to the mustache. Okay, so next let's change the color of the eyeball. To change the color of the eyeballs, come down, let me turn off the mustache layer. Come down to come and select the man eyeballs. Okay, so now it's all blue. I can change it to greenish color. So it has changed to green. Alright, this applies to every other eye shape that we have. Next we'll change the, okay, so let me switch to the toon eye, all the way down here to the toon eye. So you can also make changes to this toon eye by coming here, selecting man eyeball toon. There's a gradient layer, so I'll select and then make changes as I please. Let's make this a little bit yellowish. Good enough. Right, so in the next tutorial we'll learn how to switch between hand shapes. Thank you. To switch between hands, all you have to do is to use the switch selector to select between different hand shapes. To do that, we'll go to the right and the left arm layer. Open it up, select hand, then use the switch selector to select between hand shapes. Switch between hand shapes based on what your animation or you prefer. Okay, so from here to here, you might want to switch to the back. To adjust the height and the weight of the character, go to frame 1. Okay, we'll go to frame 1. We adjust these two bones here. This is the weight control, and this is the height control. Right, so we use our manipulate bone and manipulate it to move the weight control anti-clockwise. Okay, as you can see, the weight of the character increased, reduce, increase. right? And if we should make a 3D rotation of the character, the weight is still applicable. To adjust the height, move this bone, the height control bone, move it clockwise to reduce the height, or anti-clockwise to increase the height. Okay, and the height applies into the 3D rotation. Okay, to do a lip sync, the first thing you have to do is to import your audio file. So I'll import it right above my character. Hey, I usually import it above my character. So come to File, Import Audio File. Okay, so I had already imported my audio file here. Look at it, Maryland. Okay, so to do a lip sync, what we have to do is to come to the head layer. Here within the head layer, open it up, come to the lips layer and open it up. You'll find 4 layers within the lips layer. We have the normal, we have the happy, the normal, and the sad layers. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll assign the audio file I imported to all 3 of these layers except the expression layer. Okay, so I'll open happy, switch, assign, select the audio file I just imported and then click OK. Alright, so you see I already have keyframes here. Well, you have more will put insert keyframes based on the audio file you imported. I'll do the same for my normal layer. Import Maryland, click OK. You see it for sad, same thing. Why they are showing up here is because I had already done that before, but I'll still walk you through the process. Sad, double click the sad layer to open it, click switch and click lip sync. Okay, so why I had to insert them to all 3 of these layers is so that when I start my animation, I wouldn't need to go assigning the audio layers when I'm already in the animation phase. Okay, you see here, once I start moving my facial emotion bone controls here, as you can see, it switches directly to the sad mouth layer here. Okay, let me do that again so you see it better. Let me reset this. If I move, it switches to sad, and up it switches to happy, down to happy. All right, so the keyframes that has already been assigned to this audio layer will play back automatically without you having to switch them individually. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is for the mouth opening, right? For the mouth, as you can see here, we don't have our throat showing up. So that means we have to go to the mouth, the back of the mouth, and do the same audio file assigning to all 3 layers here as we have here. Okay, so I'll come back and select my happy once again, open it up, click switch, assign the audio file I just imported, click OK, do the same for normal, switch, assign, and assign the audio file OK, and do the same for sad. Then assign. Alright, so as you can see, we have it all in the right place. Okay, so that when I select, when I go back, let me go all the way back. this my emotion controls, I already have the audio files assigned both to the depth of the mouth and also to the lips. Okay, so what I'll do next is to see how I can switch between mouth expressions like we have here. So if you would want to do that, just select anywhere in your keyframe on your animation where you would want the mouth expression to show up. Okay, let me play this back so we can see it by the
lamb and chicken and a bag of chips. Mary had a little lamb and chicken and a bag of chips. Mary had a little.
As you can see, our lips is on. We're on the happy lips layer because I moved my emotion control to happy. If I set it to sad, let me go back to frame 1. If I set it to sad, this is on sad now. If I play back, all mouth switch selection now happens on the sad layer, right? I had already assigned keyframes from the audio file to the sad layer.
A little lamb and chicken and a bag of chips. Mary had a little lamb and.
Right? So you appreciate the depth of the mouth when you come to the side. As you can see on the side, we have depth. You can see through the mouth to the other side. Okay, that's the purpose for assigning it to the other mouth layer. Okay, so if you want to do emotion controls, all you have to do is, let me reset this Q. Okay, let me reset this here. Go to any part where you would want to use a mouth expression here. So if you would want to use this mouth expression here, the first thing you have to do is to select the lips layer, switch from normal to expression. Right, we've switched to expression here, and come to the back mouth as well, back of mouth, and switch to expression once more. Open it up, select expression and switch. Let me start from here. Select expression and switch between the mouth expression, whichever of your choice you want to use. Let's say we want to use rage. We've selected rage here. We'll come down here and select rage as well. So as you can see, we have our mouth rage selected. So you see the mouth opens sideways as well as frontwards. Alright, so that's how you can switch from normal, happy, sad to expressions. Alright, if you don't want to switch, you can go back. If you're done, if you're okay, based on where your animation is, you can still come back here and switch back to, let's say, happy. From here, we switch back to happy. I won't continue playing.
And a bag of chips. Mary had a little lamb and chicken and a bag of chips. Mary had a little lamb.
Okay, understood. Right, let me just clean all this off. Clean and clean. Okay, so another way you can, the first thing we did here is how to do lip syncing with switch layers. The next way to do lip syncing is to do the animations by yourself. Right, so if you see within the normal mouth layer, we have the standard phenonems mouth shapes. Okay, let's look at it closely. Right, so based on your what your audio file is saying, you can switch in between these mouth layers. So here it says
Mary had a little.
Mary. So I have MPB here. So I'll use my switch selector to switch to M. Mary. Next,
Mary had a little.
Mary. Somewhere here we could switch to an R. Look for the mouth that has an R. Mary. Okay, we don't have an R, so we could use an L. Mary
Had a little.
had. Look for an H. H is here. This is an H.
A little lamp.
Lamp. Could use an L here.
Lamp. And
Chicken. Look for CH. This is a CH.
chicken and a bag.
Bag of chips. We could look for a B. I think we have B contained. B here. So after we've done this, all we have to do is to copy these keyframes from here. Copy. Right click to copy and paste it for the happy. Paste it here. Paste it for happy. Paste it for sad. Paste. And do the same for the back mouth shapes. For happy here, select all these, paste the new one we copied. Select all these, no, not an expression, in happy. Happy, paste, normal, paste as well. Okay, so
Mary had a little.
We'll play it back.
Mary had a little.
Let me select, click away.
A little lamb. And chicken and a bag of chips. Mary had a little lamb.
You can ignore these masking errors. It's due to numerous masking within the layers. When we render it out, when we render our file out, come on, you could see we don't have any such masking error. Okay, so that's that for our lip syncing. The third way to do lip syncing in Moho is to use a switch data file. So if you use other third-party applications to do your lip sync, you can import them as a switch data file and then double click your mouth layer, go to switch and select your switch data file that you must have imported from the program with which you did your lip sync. Okay, so thank you. In the next tutorial we'll learn how to do a body setup. To build your own custom animation, you need to make use of smart bones and normal bones in Moho. Okay, so I'll explain quickly what each of these bones does. All right, the motion control. This is for sad, as you can see. Reset it and we this is for smile up, reset, and this is reach and reach down, reset. This is for laughter. Laughter control, reset. And this is for scared control, scared reset, right? This is our eyes. This is our blink. Down to close the eyes. Up to increase the height of the lower lid. This is our eyes. Down. Eyeballs down. Eyeballs left, right, up and down. Okay, this squashes and stretches the head. Stretch, squash. Jaws, this drops the jaws. This takes our head up, look up, and look down. Cool. This left, this rotates the head around from left to right. Okay, so this rotates the body around in 3D. I'll simply reset it. Okay, so this folds the body. I just fold the body down, up, down, up. This folds our hand fold backwards, fold it backwards, and fold it forward. Cool. This rotates the legs. Cool. This rotates the entire legs, the two legs at the same time. I mean the 2 foot at the same time. This rotates just one of them, depending on what your animation is. This is up, lift it up. This lowers it down. Okay, so the same thing here, left, right, up, up, and down. Down. So this folds the right hand, right hand. This is our height, weight adjusts. It's evident on the legs. Just weight. Adjust height. Okay, so we have this simple bone in front here. It's used to rotate the bone, to rotate the face, right? So let's look at it here. You see, very simple rotation for the head. So the skeletal bones, we have this to rotate the head. Our set all bones. This is the neck bone. These are the shoulder bones. This is the this is the abdomen. Yeah, abdomen. This is the hip bone. You can see all our bones are labeled for rotating the character. Okay, our sets of the bone. These are our thigh bones, and our shin bones, and foot bones as well. Right, so we can rotate them anytime. Right, the good thing is our bones are also adaptable on the 3D. Okay, so we see we've got 3D rotation. You can see it in 3D. Right, so you have something like this. So the character can still rotate with the legs open. Perceive everything. Head rotates. The arms open. Turn. Isn't that wonderful? Let's raise this up. Up. You can still rotate with the hands up. This completely up. Raise this completely up. You can still rotate. Okay, so let's just see the bones at work. Let's use any of our animations that we have here. Custom animation here. Let's use sit and stand. Sit and stand. Turn up. Okay, let's see the bones at work. So let's play back. Stand, turn, sit, stand, turn, stand, turn, stand. A few rules. Number one, you cannot combine bone actions for the head. You can't combine an up, down, and a left, right action. The best combination you can do is to use this. This is the best you can do. Meanwhile, for the body, you can combine an action for the body and an action for the head. Very well combinable. Okay, so can combine an up down action with the left right action for the body. Things get distorted. Also for the legs, don't combine an up down action with a left right action. The things get distorted. So to set up the character's body, the very simple thing we have to do is to create our costumes within this, the torso, the left arm, the right arm, as well as the left leg, right leg, left leg, and then some special ones within the back comp. Okay, so we already created a folder for you here called your costume. We have a simple folder here where you can just create your own costume within. We have one there. We have your costume here, and also in the torso we have your costume. The left leg has your costume folder, and the left leg has your costume folder. So okay, so let's go ahead and create our own costume. Let me start with the torso. So here I have my hoodie turned on. Let me turn it off. And I also have my naked layer on. So within your costume layer, let me turn it on. Within it, we already have a mask, a simple character mask that we created for you to make your character creating very easier. All you have to do is to create a shape within this layer too. Okay, let me turn off the hood for now, as well as turn off the back comp. Okay, so let's go back to the torso. On the torso layer, let's create a simple shape. Whatever shape we create here will form the color of the new costume we're creating. So let me just create a simple triangle here. Simple triangle. As you can see, our character already has a feel, like for a t-shirt. Okay, let me just change the color, give it something that is a little bit simple and easy. Make it red. A simple red t-shirt. Okay, so the base, the simple base that we created for you, or the torso that we created for you, already has a 3D rotation to it. Let's open action and let's click this, double click the up layer. As you can see, it already has a 3D rotation on it that you can use to kick off your project. Alright, however, if you want to create your own mask, your own character, just create whatever you can within this layer. You can modify the mask as it turns and make modifications to the mask as it turns, as you can see. Alright, so let's try and do an arm. Open our arm, turn on the hoodie, let's turn on the naked. So you see here we have just the naked arm. Let me turn off the background so we can see it better. Background. Okay. So we have a simple arm. Let me do that for the left arm as well. On the left arm, turn off the hoodie and turn on naked. So just a simple arm. So what I do is within this layer, let me turn it on. I'll create a simple shape to form the hands, a simple vector. Let me just drag it in here. Okay. So on this vector layer, I'll just create a simple sleeve for my shirts. This is the left arm. So I'll just rotate this. Just to form a simple t-shirt hand. Okay, I'll select this. I have a tool here from from mine, it's called round corners, so I'll just use it to reduce, make this round. Just a simple shirt. Okay, so you see we have a sleeve, so I'll simply just let me copy this, edit, copy, and then let me go to the left, to the right arm. On your costume, I'll create a new vector, turn it on, drag this into it, and paste what I copied by pressing Ctrl V to paste. So you see we have a simple sleeve for our shirt. So we have a simple 3D rotation on the arms already. So if I would love to make it a long sleeve, I'll simply create another layer for the lower parts. This layer is for the upper arm, for the hind arm, while I'll create a new layer here for the forearm. Okay, so let me just do that quickly. I'll drag this down, to be a long sleeve. I'll make sure it crosses this cycle here, because this is the pivot. Crosses this cycle, and then it is circular. Make it as circular as I can. Make sure it crosses this bone. Use the round corner tool to turn it. Alright, so what I'll do is, let me just duplicate this. Alright, so I'll simply drag this layer down, drag it down. Make sure the edge of this crosses this as well, crosses this pivot. Let me use the transform to transform it. I'll just modify it as much as I want it to be. Then tweaker this. Right, make this a little smaller. Okay, then this new layer, I'll bind it to this bone. Select this, bind. I'll do the same here. I'll duplicate this, right? Use the move layer, the layer tool here to move this down. Make sure the curved part crosses this cycle. Use this tool, select everything, rotate, just move it so that it fits as much as I want it to. Down, make sure this crosses this cycle as well. Reduce. Okay, so it's just something simple, so we know what we're talking about. So I'll bind this bone, bind this layer to this bone. Right, so if I should test, I could just use my manipulate bone tool to test. As you can see, we already have a simple arm. Okay, and the good thing is that it rotates as well in 3D. If I should rotate my character, the hands can rotate as well, sideways. Isn't that beautiful? Right, so why I told you to make sure it crosses this cycle is because this is the pivot. This cycle indicates the joint, right? So it must cross it. for it to have a smooth joint. So we've just made our first top. So again, you can go ahead and modify it as much as you want it to. As much as you want. You can add on the torso. You can add a new layer above this, then add some designs and so on. Okay, so let's just go straight to the legs. On the legs, I'll turn off the tracksuit for now. Turn on the naked leg. Turn off for this, and for the other leg, turn on the naked. Turn off the tracksuit. Okay. So let's go to your costume layer. On your costume layer, let's turn it on. Open it up. We have a simple layer here. An empty layer, sorry. So all you have to do is just create your costume. Let me just create a simple short. Okay, I'll just tweak it a little so that it could meet my test here. Okay, I'll do the same. So let me quickly bind this to this bone. Click here, bind to this bone, so that it moves with the bone. After we've done that, let me modify this top. I want it to be curved at the top, so that when I move the bone, I won't have this empty space here. Okay, so let me just select this point. Select round corner from mind tools. From mind, let me curve this a little. Good enough. I'll pull this up to cover up this space, so that when I turn, it's fair enough. So let me open the naked and turn off the bottom. So when I move this, I won't be seeing the bottom there. So we have our first leg. Let me switch to the second leg. I'll use Alt right click to switch between layers quickly. So here, turn this on, open this up, create a simple shape. Use round corner tools to round it up, move it up, bind it to this bone. So we just created a very simple costume. Let's test it. See here we have, let me turn off the bottom here as well. Buttocks. Bottom. Turn it off. So we have a simple costume that rotates on 3D. So if I want my costume, my short to rotate as well in 3D, I'll come to, there is an action here we call down. Double click it along this side. I'll just pull this out. Oops, let me delete this. First, let me set this to linear, from smooth to linear. All right, pull this out to cover the buttocks, pull this out to cover the hips. Good enough. And down here, I'll just select all the points and click reset. It's back to normal. So it covers, resets, covers and resets. I'll do that as well for this other side, other leg. So what I'll do is I'll just select this, add a keyframe here, so it resets at this point. And at this point I'll move this around from left to right. Okay, so reset, open, reset. Good. Make this linear. Right, so I'll click away. So let's test our new created shot. Select the character layer, use the manipulate bone tool, turn it around. As you can see, our everything is good. You can just go back and make some adjustments to clean all those out. So you see, when our character rotates, the legs can still turn, even sideways can still turn around. Frontwards, you can still turn around. Okay, so if we want to make a long shot, make the shot long, or make a trouser rather, I'll just create, just like we did for the arms layer, we'll repeat the same thing here. Make another layer above this, create the trouser, make sure this part is above this pivot, the other one is above this pivot as well. Alright, and then we bind the new layer to this bone. Let's quickly look at how we could create footwears. So to create footwears, open up any of the two legs layer. Within it, open the footwears layer. Within it, we have our sneakers layer on, so we turn it off. We have a layer here we created for you called your costume. Turn it on. We've already created a very simple, basic footwear for you. It's a mask. Alright, so this is the footwear. That means the layer above it, you can create any design, just like we did for the torso. You can create any design here, create a simple shape. Let me give it a color. Give it a simple color, red or white. Okay, so you see it's masked within it. Maybe you can even make this to be a sole or shoe sole. Cool. Right, so that's for that. You can start adding laces and so many things, whatever we please. Alright, so whatever you've created on this layer already has, first of all, the mask layer already has the rotation on the 3D. So let's look at it. Come to actions, I'll locate the foot, right foot, the first action for the right foot. Double click it to open it up. Okay, let me pull this up a little bit more. Oops. Up. So you can see better. Okay, let me still locate the action. Foot R. You can see the mask has got 3D rotation as well. So if I made a creation here, oops, move this back up. Okay, so I'll just have to adjust my new design so that it can match the 3D rotation. So from here, I'll need to pull this out, pull it out so it can still cover up. Okay, I think it's good enough. So whatever design I might have added here, while the foot rotates, I'll just keep modifying it. Whatever design I've created, while the foot rotates, I'll just keep modifying it till I'm satisfied. Okay, so that's how you create your own footwear. If you're not okay with this mask, if you're not okay with the shape of the shoe, just make changes to the footwear as it turns. Okay, one other action we need to modify is the up-down movement of the foot. So from here, right, as you can see, there was this is up. So if this is the sole of the shoe, that means it has to move up. So come to the last keyframe. I'll just stretch this. Oops, wrong. Come back here. Sorry about that. Okay, so move up, and then I'll pull this up to cover up the shoe sole. Move it to frame 96. Frame 96 is usually the end of all of our actions. So you see there is more like an up, down movement of this shoe sole. For the other one, let me select one more action. Select the character layer, go down, select action for the other direction. Double click, right foot up and down. Pull this, as you can see the shoe face downwards. So I'll select this, move it down so it could look as though the shoe sole. So the same applies for the other leg. If I should open the other footwear, sorry, it's lagging. Other foot, this is the right leg. Let's open the left one. Within the footwears, we also have our simple base. These are our base for our footwear, and we have a layer above it where you can put out your design. If the shoe is okay for you, you can use it. If you want to make changes, you can make your own changes. Right? So to build your own custom character, right? What you have to do is, let's start with the head layer. Open the head layer. Right, let me turn off the hair, front hair now. Turn it off here as well. Okay, alright. So the first thing I'll do is to duplicate. The easiest thing to do is to duplicate any of the content you have to create your own. Duplicate, modify to create yours. Okay, so for example, we start with the head shape. So on the head shape, we can duplicate any of these to create ours. So let me make a duplicate of this. Okay, so I have squared 2 now selected. Okay, so let me call it cycle. Alright, so I have my new head shape here. I could just modify it. Oops. use the magnet tool to modify it however I please. So after I've made my modification here, so I have a new head shape. Oops. So as you can see, I have a new head shape that I can work with. Right, so if I would want my shape, my character to rotate in 3D, I will locate my action window and locate 4 very important actions for the head, which is the head, left, right, both of them, and then the head up, down. Right, so I'll open this action and then modify my circular shape as it rotates. As you can see, it's rotating. So here we have keyframes. Wherever you see keyframe, add your own modification on them. Here I would want this place to go, maybe go in a little. Maybe I want this here in a little. Turn again. I'll make more changes as I wish. Maybe increase the jaw. And then so forth and so on. Alright, of course you want your face to be the same shape in front and the same shape at back. So I can just come back and modify here as well. Alright, so we have a 3D head rotation. So we'll do it for here. The head is turning to the left, turning to the left. Here it's turning to the right. Here it's turning to the right. So I'll make the same modifications as well on this side. Increase the jaw. Do the same thing here. And do the same thing. So we have our character turning. So we can also do the same for the head up, down. Alright, so we're done with our head shape. So I'll make 3 duplicates of this. When I'm done with all my changes, I'll make 3 duplicates of this, or 2 more duplicates. Duplicate 1, 2. Right, so I'll name this face color. Name this face fit. Right, I'll copy them into the face comp layer. So inside face comp, you can see we have face fit and face color. This is the layer that gives the color of the skin, while this is the layer that keeps every other thing masked when we will be moving the mouse. Okay, so I'll simply just drag both of them into this layer. Okay, so and then I'll mark them accordingly. This I'll move it to all the way to the top. So we have, so this is set to, so we marked both of them here. Just follow what we already have here. Mask this layer. Here is masked, so just follow this for your new create, for the one you created. Mask the layer as well. Here it is set to add to mask. I'll just turn these two off. The two are just the former ones. Okay, so it's set to here mask and mask. When we are done with setting up the face color and the face fit, as well as the head shape. Okay, so this back of the truth is like the truth and the inner mouth. This is the mouth. We'll get to it very soon when we start creating the mouth. All right, so what else you need to do is you can now come back and start creating a heart. Open the heart layer. Within the heart layer, create your heart, or you can duplicate the ones we have. Create a heart within here. Front hair, create a new layer in here. Create your front hair. Let me turn on the heart layer. Create the front of your hair, what you want your hair to look like. As you can see, the parent folder is, or the parent layer is already masked. Right, create your glasses, create your eyebrows, create your eyes within here, create your noses, create mustache, create your lips. Okay, so within the lips layer there are a lot more layers that are depending on how complex you want your lip sign to be. Create your lips, create your short beard. You might not need to touch this, it's already there. It helps out with the beards, with the long beards. Okay, create the short beards. Right, open your ear layer, create new ear layer within here, the left and the right layer. When you're done creating all your assets, right, you just simply open the head left right action. When you open it, as the head is turning, okay, as the head is turning, you would modify your asset that you just created to fit. So you see when the character turned left, right, the eye, you can see a keyframe here showing that the eyes, okay, where are the eyes? You can see that the parent eye layer moved from right to left, from the center to the left, as you can see here, and it continued moving until it is out completely of the face. Same thing is with the brows. For the heart, a lot of keyframes were added to adjust the heart to fit whatever shape you want it to look like on the side. Right, so that's something that is applicable, as well as to the glasses, to the brows, to the noses, to the mustache, and the lips. You can see the parent lips layer has a movement from left to right. Okay, for the ears, if you observed, you could see that our ears are jumping from here, from front, from back. One of the ears had to go to the front here. That's this ear here. Right, so you don't need to bother about that. All you have to do is just create your ear within the ear layer. Right, set up your face color, and every other thing is good.